Hi friends, it's Miss Rose from the Cary Area Library. And hey, have you guys been missing art at the library? 'Cause I sure have. So I came up with a couple of projects you can do at home using all your own art supplies. Today I'm going to show you how to make a fish and a rocket ship using a toilet paper roll. Here are my samples of my finished artwork. Maybe yours will look something like this, or maybe you have a different idea of what you want to do with your fish and rocket ship. This art project can be done by all ages. If you are in preschool or kindergarten, you may need help with the cutting of the toilet paper roll. And if you are a glue monster, you may need help controlling the amount of glue you use. Let's go over the supplies you will need. A toilet paper roll, one for each fish and rocket ship you will be making, markers and/or crayons, paper, and you can use white drawing paper or colored construction paper, scissors, glue, and objects to trace circles with for the planets in the rocket ship picture. Okay, let's begin with your toilet paper roll. You want to flatten your roll to make it easier to cut. And then you're going to draw your lines on your cut lines where they are. This would be your rocket ship, and I made the nose a little more pointier for the rocket ship. And this is your fish, and that nose is a little more rounded. You'll make two lines where you cut for the tail of the fish and the rocket ship. So let me show you what that looks like after you've cut your fish. It's going to look like that. All right, the hard part is coming up next, where you take your toilet paper roll and where you cut those lines, you kind of fold them back, and then you're going to open up your fish and fold it in. It's a little bit tricky, but I know you guys can do it. So now your fish is going to look like that. Once you've got all the cuts made, you can go ahead and decorate your rocket ship or your fish. I like to do outlining first, draw on there, and then color it in. Okay, now it's time to work on your background paper. I looked through books I had about fish, like the rainbow fish, to get ideas for what would be in the water around the fish. I ended up having my fish in a fish bowl. As you can see, I made it into a fish bowl. And just doing plants, a little seaweed and some rocks at the bottom, some bubbles. But maybe you want to do your fish in the ocean with other fish around them. Okay, I did all the background in crayons, but you can also do it in markers. Once your background is done, then go ahead and glue your fish on. Okay, when I did the rocket ship picture, I looked at outer space books to get ideas for the space background. I decided I wanted to do planets, so let me show you how I came up with the circles for the planets. I looked around my house and find some objects that are circle shaped. This is a paper cup. We got lids from my milk jug, a lid from my bottle of water. And you just put them on the paper. I'm using Sharpie markers so you can see this, but you can also use pencil. And you're gonna trace around your circle shape so you get a nice circle for your planets. It's a good idea to do different sizes, so you have a variety of sizes for your planets. So here we have 3 different sizes. Then I went ahead and colored them in with crayons or markers, whatever you would like. I cut them out and glue them on our space picture. You should do at least 3 circles, 3 planets. Okay, to finish up your rocket ship outer space picture, I used lines around my rocket ship and my planets just to make it look like movement. And the way I did that was I just took a marker and drew around like 2 lines around each item and then ended up connecting them. And I drew the lines all the way out of my paper to show movement. You might want to do that, or maybe you want to do something else, maybe do shooting stars in your picture, and that's it. I hope you enjoyed doing these art projects with me today. We'll have another one again next month for you. See See you later.